Is everybody good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Adventure and Company Episode 5. We got a bee theme going on here, which I'm very excited about. So if I say the word bee a lot, just know that that's a real thing. How's everybody doing today?
We're all doing great here.
Pretty good, except for Matt.
Voice functions are online.
Yeah, we haven't made a recording in a while, and we're all very busy little chaps doing our thing, but
You almost said bees. You almost said bees.
poor Matt is all abuzz with his lack of voice from being sick.
Yeah.
But he's a little better now. He's got a Tom Waits thing going on. So we are resuming the arc. I guess you could call these arcs. I don't know. The arc with Otto, Lerman, and Gaston, and they have just finished pulverizing a graveyard with their abilities, and I'm going to do a little bit of a recap here. The last time we played, they set course for Asban, which is a referred to multiple times as a dirt hamlet, as far as my human comprehension of those words can fit together.
No, that's about right.
And they basically encountered the screech of what they imagined was a large predatory bird. They found a trail which they tracked of a small creature to a derelict house and a pretty large graveyard structure. Inside of the derelict house, they found the body of what is presumed to be the thief who took the mithril breastplate, which was sort of the hook to lead them all there. The symbol they found on the tabard was, in fact, not the same symbol that all the characters bear. And they
was close, though, right?
It was close. It was
very similar.
It was very, very odd for being so close.
Yeah, Lerman will get into that once we start.
Oh, we're gonna chit chat about that. And then there was the basically the what's the word I'm looking for? Desiccated body of an eagle with a giant hole in the roof. Long dead eagle. So the characters found a note which mentioned not wanting to take this job, taking the gold and leaving, forgetting about the breastplate. But they didn't do that because that wouldn't be what adventure is about. And you know, we want to be adventurers. So we're going to recap. They entered the graveyard. They found the words "The Return," almost like an entry sign. When they got in there, they were immediately attacked by small animated statues, as well as a larger animated statue of a gargoyle, which turned out not to be a gargoyle, but the animated statue of a gargoyle, I know, which is kind of a convoluted thing to put into a game. And they basically finished the fight, and we left them where they are. It is night in this graveyard known as the Return, and they are in search of the mithril breastplate that the halfling had tucked away. Lerman had a vision, by the way, of this halfling being in this graveyard, so they're sort of
carrying something heavy. Lerman's supposition is that the breastplate is probably hidden out here, maybe in a freshly dug grave. Is the first thing he's looking for.
In medias res, as the Greeks say.
Yes.
I thought we were heading towards the mausoleum. Did we?
Right, and then that was when the fight kind of began. So we hadn't yet explored the mausoleum.
Yeah.
So part of that fight, this is OOC, but a pretty important thing that happened in that fight was Gaston actually was felled. He fell unconscious and just kind of seemed to have woken back up on his own on the ground, stood back up and kept fighting. So he's still incredibly bloodied, very mortal wounds and looking like he's really, really worse for wear. But that's kind of where I'm going to kick off with that to give my role-playing here some context.
I want to hear some gurgling blood sounds from you, or it's not real.
Hold on, let me go get some
that aren't real.
some blood to gurgle while I talk.
Don't go get blood. Use your own blood, dude.
Just make my own.
Conscientious. You do make your own. That's the whole point of the body.
Always.
All right.
Some EPO.
Yeah. So does anybody have any questions about that recap? Does that all line up with what everybody remembers?
No, I think how big about is the mausoleum that we're looking at?
So that's a great question. The mausoleum itself is a pretty simple structure. It's very simple. It doesn't have like a lot of fancy stonework to it, but it is a very sturdy construction, and it looks great for however long this graveyard has been planted here. It is roughly 20 by 15. It's got a slanted roof which sort of points towards the center. So pretty much your quintessential mausoleum basic structure type. I would say you guys are maybe 10, 15 feet away, kind of catching your breath. You do notice a ton of what appears to be, scraps of paper or markings, not like, bad graffiti, but more like it just looks like the etchings of time or things that people have written on there. But you need to get closer to investigate that.
Well, that's definitely what I'm going to do then.
Friends, I'll stop Lerman. In the fight there, I was sure I was going to die. That creature just hit me so hard. I felt myself dying, but I heard whispering. I don't know what they were saying, but the next thing I knew, I was awake. I think I've gained powers.
Oh. What kind of powers?
Well,
Like dead ones.
I don't mean to brag, but it's both a curse and something I'm secretly proud of. But part of my heritage, you see, is as a Gilman, my people are enslaved by these horrible, horrible things called aboleth, and they're magical and horrible and evil, but they are very good with magic, and I think I've gained some of their powers. I don't know if it was aboleth whispering to me, but it seemed to have woken me up, and I feel now that I might have my hand at such skills as you, Seer. I think I may be able to cast a spell.
Can you do like a healing spell?
I don't think so.
Oh. I'm going to see if I can do a healing spell.
Really
I'm
wish I could.
Here, let me fly into a rage again and see what I can do. Oh, wait, so how long are you fatigued, by the way?
It would have been over. It would have been. It's
over.
2 rounds for every round that I was enraged, and I was probably enraged for like 4 or 5 rounds. I think I kept track of.
You're good.
So,
it's over.
a
Everybody's
couple
got the
minutes.
breath.
Yeah, I mean, I'm mostly panting because of the fact that I'm at very low health, but holding my innards and blood back in my body.
Look, man, you don't just die and wake up with powers. It's not.
Well,
If that was the case, we would all do that. Go ahead, try it. Do me.
would you like me to?
I just
here's
told you
where
I
the
don't
campaign
have
took
any
us out.
healing spells, so maybe we should wait till tomorrow.
My friends, I'm serious. Before in that house, not this one, but that paper we saw with the symbol and God written all over it, and Gaston looks down at his 2 hands and motions to the symbol on the back of his hands. Do you think, I said it before, but do you think we're gods?
I don't know.
No.
Hold on. This
Well, how
reminds-
else do you
hold on.
explain this power?
Could you guys hold that for a second? I'm gonna just pop out the paper and see if I got a reply or anything yet.
Okay, so to recap that, in the first session, on their travels, Arthur Pendodo, who is Lerman's best friend and also
Celestial Figmentary Dodo familiar.
Celestial Figmentary Dodo familiar, did help them find a bundled up piece of paper in a small structure, which was essentially a piece of parchment that had the symbol that all the characters bear, plus the word God written in many different languages, as well as some depictions of some very strange humanoid figures and winged creatures. And upon examination, there was some reaction, some magical effect, and Lerman was shaken, not hurt in any way, but simply shaken by it. And inspecting the paper again, he saw this the words "Where are you?" written out on the paper, and then at which point he decided to write something to the effect of Lerman. What was it?
I believe it was out exploring, traveling outside of the city.
Okay, so you responded to it by telling it where you were going. So,
I responded truthfully, but too vaguely for it to be used against us. I hoped
gotcha.
it was deliberately vague in that
Gotcha.
regard.
Okay. So, you pull the piece of paper out once again, feeling that ominous sense, like, yeah, I shouldn't get rid of this, but I also shouldn't keep this. And you unfurl it, and it is as you remembered, with the words "Where are you?" written upon it, and also what you responded back with. But there's been no changes to the paper.
Okay. Well, we'll keep looking, but I'm not expecting much out of that at this point. To answer your question, Gaston, I think it's pretty clear from that whole exchange with the monsters there that we are not yet gods. So I appreciate your excitement, but I don't think we should worry about that yet.
Yeah, dude, I
Well-
think you took a hard knock to your head there. I think we should probably go sit down, and I think you should think real hard about your decisions.
I kind of want to have a poke around here before, in case those things come back. I don't want to have to kill them all over
Good
again.
enough for a poke.
Does this graveyard look good enough for a poke?
No.
Well,
I can't finish.
I trust you, Seer, if you don't think so, but I'm
Do you
telling
guys?
you, I can focus and channel this energy when I get angry, and I can feel myself changing. I think it's all related.
Yeah. All right.
In regards to the graveyard, it's a fair question. Like, what does this thing look like? Again, there's this cobblestone fence covered in this black moss. There are pretty much 6 major plots. If you had to do a head count, headstone, if you had to do a head count, it would probably somewhere on the order of like 100 great headstones. There are no other major structures that you've seen, but you really haven't investigated it. And it appears like there's been pretty minimal, if no damage to the headstones, even during the course of the fight. And at this point, this is something that might have come up last time, but at this point, you kind of get the sense that as those things were fighting you, they were very conscious not to disturb or destroy the headstones, or to steer clear of them.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. Okay.
So, do you want to investigate the graveyard? Are you heading towards the mausoleum?
First, the writing on the mausoleum is of concern to me. Kind of what I want to do, mostly, is just take a quick look around as far as I can with my half-elven eyes, and see if there's any of the plots look freshly dug. Number one concern.
I think that it would behoove us to seek some shelter and at least rest long enough for Gaston to get his wits about him.
Just from where I'm standing, just to look around. Freshly dug graves.
So you're going to do a 360 no scope here on the graves?
Yeah, I'm going to just do an ocular pat down on the graveyard.
I'd also like to throw out that I'm, without exterior aid, I'm probably days away from being like fully healed. So, we might need to seek exterior aid as the next step. But,
By exterior aid, do you mean like drone support?
Yes.
Gaston, I need you to stick with me on this. I'm going to look into whether or not I'm capable of doing any sort of healing magic, and then we'll answer that question tomorrow. Just,
I trust you, Seer.
All right.
I think we can look. Little one, you must be pretty good at running away. If we get into trouble, I think we'll all be okay. Seer, though, how good are you at running away? I can move quite fast.
Right.
Some might say I'm the fastest here.
I can go at a goodly clip.
Okay. Well,
I'm not talking about, like, I just want to stand. I'm just gonna look as I'm talking, as I'm explaining what I'm doing. It's like I want to go right back to the house with you guys. I'm serious about this and deal with that dead halfling. But I just wanted to have like a peep here, see if I could see anything that looks freshly dug. Because I have a pretty good suspicion that the breastplate is out here somewhere. Oh, we might have crammed it in the mausoleum, in which case we should be waiting for daylight probably to crack into the mausoleum, and I'm making a perception check. It is 21.
Okay. You do your 360 scan. I know at least one of you has a light source out. So as far as you can see, as far as you can see, which I think is about 60 feet, you can see probably the top 50% of the graveyard, maybe the top 75% of the graveyard. You see most of the stones. It takes you a while to scan through everything. you're truly looking in between all the gravestones. Well, you really don't see any disturbances. You see the shattered stone on the ground from the fight. You can see intricate, scribbles on the headstones themselves, but you don't see. Oh, you see like an altar space with nothing on it, and that's about it. You don't see anything that looks like a freshly dug grave.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I vote we go back to the house. I'm also gonna do a detect magic, and just unlike the broken up stone people, and also just generally in the area.
Okay, you do a detect magic check. There is. I need a spellcraft check from you.
Deal. 17.
So you do a scan, and the most prominent thing that you notice is a sort of like trace flickers, like dying flames on the crumbled bodies of the stone things that you fought. You notice that it's just flickering. You've never seen this before. Most magical effects dissipate when they're over. This has a really weird lingering effect.
Yeah. I want you guys to be ready for the reality that when we come back, we might have to clear this place out again.
That's fine.
Noted.
I'm gonna, but you guys both vote for going back to the house?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
I think if nothing else, we need to take a short rest, which, if I remember right, you still get to roll your hit die for health back, right?
You basically get your hit die worth of...
Yeah, your HD and health.
You get your HD and health back. So essentially your level.
Is that the case?
I'm looking at my notes here. No, yeah, I'm sure that's the case. I think with like 24-hour uninterrupted rest, you can do better. But yeah.
Okay.
All right. So the plan is to go back to the derelict house.
Yeah.
Okay.
That is the plan.
Okay.
Yep.
So you make your way out the way you came in, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Okay. So you hobble out of the graveyard. It takes you, forget how long I said, it is a football field distance from the house, the path around that you need to take up the very, small hill cliff space to get up the side there. And you're not sure what is best, whether to be inside the house or outside the house, but both options are available to you.
Oh, definitely inside the house.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm just looking here. So you return to the house and you see the essentially the bruised and battered body of the halfling. You see the desiccated corpse of the eagle. There are other rooms in the house should you choose to be there.
Yeah, I can get upset about that. That's for certain, huh? Yeah. Okay, Gaston, I want you to get settled in, get comfortable. All right, just focus on healing. Me and Oto are going to do a little housekeeping. All right.
Yep.
Yes. Thank you, Seer.
Okay,
so I'll just try to I'll roll out my bedroll in the least dusty corner of that.
It's all dust. It's 100% dust.
I'll tuck myself in with a little pile of dust.
You're taking damage from the dust. You make a dust blanket. All right, I'm going to pull Odo down for a second. Hang on. Okay. It's at this time that you're messing around with the house. You keep hearing this whispering sound. And the first time you check to see if it's your friends, it doesn't appear to be them. You continue to hear it. The more you investigate the sound, the more it sounds like it's the locket that you carry around your neck. And at one point, you get as close as putting it to your ear. And it doesn't sound menacing. You get a sense of relief from it. But you essentially haven't done anything with it. You've just been kind of messing with it as Lerman and Gaston have been talking.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
All right.
I will... Do you want to resolve anything in here? I open it.
Okay. All right. Let's throw you back up then. Hang on.
Archives of Nethys is an alternate SRD.
I'm going to motion the Seer. Come here.
Okay, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna heed his motioning.
All right, so you walk through the dust. It kicks up a bunch of dust.
A lot of dust.
Very dusty.
And I hold up my pendant that was around my neck, and I pull it close to the seer's ears. Do you hear this? And I hold it up kind of next to his head.
Okay, I'm going to perception check on the pendant then.
So,
Do you want me to give you the results there?
please do.
30.
I want you, Oto, to describe the pendant and what it looks like.
It's very simple. You can see that there's it's made of copper, and it's got a small hinge on the other side and a clasp on the other. It doesn't particularly look like it's like jewelry made to appear masculine in any sense.
Yeah.
But it's on a simple copper chain as well. And when you open it, there would be just a we saw that when we opened it last time, it had the symbol in it, but typically inside there's just a scratching of some very short words in a language that Odo's never been able to read.
Let me bring up my languages here. Okay. I'm gonna read through these, and if one of these is the language that it's in, just let me know, okay?
I will certainly think about it.
Dan.
We've totally planned this.
I've got Abyssal, Celestial, Common, Draconic, Elven, Infernal, Sylvan, and then some are listed in another area for some stupid reason.
Okay, it is Draconic.
Okay.
All right. Well, have you opened the locket?
I assume that he opened it when he held it up for me to listen to it, but
okay.
You were describing what happened what it looked like when you opened it.
Oh, yeah, I was describing it, I guess, out of character. But yes, let me open it now.
All right. So immediately as you open it, you see what just appears to be like, and you see the thing that he's described from the outside, Lerman. But as soon as he opens it, you all feel like you're under the effect of some form of magic. I don't know if you can identify a group of spells that your class isn't able to cast.
I'm pretty sure spellcraft doesn't have like a class limitation.
Go ahead and make a spellcraft check.
I also have spellcraft.
21. I think it's just a flat DC based on the spell level.
I should really read the rules if I'm going to be DMing on a regular basis.
We can just tell you whatever.
No, it says I can do that.
No, spellcraft says I can do this.
What did you get?
I got it.
Okay. Yeah, it doesn't say anything about having to be from a specified school. So it is not in the SRD, but it is a spell called Respite, which is essentially for lack of linking you the source where I found it, it is essentially an area of effect spell. It has sort of a permanence effect, and it's like a hallowing effect. It's divine in origin, and the recipients receive 27 hit points. They are healed for 27 hit points individually.
Oh, nice.
Including Gaston, who is sleeping in the other room.
Whoa, hey, sweet. Is that in addition to my slumber?
You saved me quite a bit of work there, Odo. I was going to have to try to move some stuff around and make a healing spell.
I feel like that would wake me up.
Yeah, it just wakes you up. When you're a night of drinking and you wake up thinking you're feeling really good, like, I don't feel bad at all.
Yeah, I remember to drink water before I went to sleep.
So no, the pulse radiates basically throughout the house. You do know that this is some higher level magic. I think you would know that, and yeah. So there we go.
I hold up the little locket and I kind of poke at it and I look at Larry and I say, "Well, it's never done that before."
Oh, what were you trying to show me?
Well, it was making noise. Didn't you hear it?
Did I hear it?
No.
No, I didn't hear anything.
Weird.
So,
Well, I'm very tired.
so to Odo now, just to you, you no longer hear the same whispering that you had heard before.
Okay.
It has essentially died out.
Odo, I know you're very tired, but one task remains for us, and it is an unenviable one. I'm going to need you to help me drag this halfling corpse out of the house just for, you know, good sanitary reasons. But we are also going to have to unbend him in half, I think, to get that tabard off of him.
I hear what you're saying. I understand what you're asking of me, and I refuse to do it. I think that the large man over there sleeping would probably be better at it than me.
No, you and I are going to do this together because he did, in fact, he either died or very nearly,
He also thinks he's a god. Like, this seems like a perfect task for him.
I'm not that familiar with his culture, and I'm not inclined to jump to conclusions about, I don't think that maybe it means the same thing for him that it does for us. But at any rate, this is not like something that's he didn't say he was going to do this. So could you just, it will take a few minutes. It'll be gross, but then it'll be done.
All right, fine.
Okay.
How do you want to do this? Do you want to tie a rope to either end and pull him straight, or?
It's just a halfling. Let's just roll it outside.
Yeah, I'm also a halfling, but that's fine. Yeah, let's do that.
It's not a person.
It's not a human being. It's an object, and we can.
It's not like a race that matter.
It's approximately the size and weight of a dead child. Come on, how difficult can this be?
You should be
I'm
used to
approximately the weight and size of a dead child.
Well, you're alive, so that makes a difference. Okay, so you are going to roll him.
Or drag him. What seems most reasonable?
I would
dragging.
What do you think? So let me explain us for something here. This guy is basically bent at the back, at his lower back.
Yeah, I'm thinking like Hook, where that guy rolls up into a ball and bowls down all the pirates.
Wasn't that the big kid?
Yeah.
Okay, that's.
Does the mausoleum have a big crocodile statue that's gonna fall on Captain Hook?
Oh shoot, the crocodile statue got animated. Now you have to fight the giant crocodile clock. Back to the original question. How do we move the dead halfling? He's basically got his... Yeah, he's in a ball form, and his legs are dangling over his head in not the pretty way. And with a strong tug... you suspect, given that he is decayed, he will probably just fall to pieces.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't know how bodies work, or dead bodies. I didn't expect to encounter this as part of...
I think rigor mortis is going to make this difficult, but I think that it's something that two adults can do, basically, without a set of tools even.
Fair. Yeah, I think the two of you would be able to carry him if one of you grabbed, like, his arms, which were rigamortis-sized.
Yeah.
And also, maybe his legs, which are dangling over his head.
Well, it's going to be less gross than sleeping in the house with it.
I'm not sure about that.
No, I buy
just
that.
Kidding, by the way.
I'm on board with that.
All right, so here we go. They're carrying the dead body out, and it is without a vent, and you basically get him outside, and you feel gross, but at least you're not dying anymore.
Okay, well, this is actually going to be the gross part. Is that I think we need that tabard.
Oh, well, here's my knife. Have at it. I'll be inside.
All right.
Nobody's happy about this. I'm
going
sorry
to cut the
this.
tabard off of him as best I can while preserving the symbol.
You totally can do that, and you don't have to cut any part of him at all.
Okay, good.
It takes...
At least that's what you tell everyone.
It takes some tugging, but you get him off. You give him a good old tugster, and you get it right out of there.
Yeah, and I'm going to take that tabard and stuff it in the dusty sack, which I'm going to stuff into another dusty sack to put with my belongings.
You find plenty of dusty sacks, because the idea of stuffing a bend-in-half man's tabard into your belongings grosses me out miserably.
Yeah.
All right, so that's all done.
Okay.
I'm trying to think if you see anything. Yeah, he's just basically bent in half. He was smashed, basically.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're back in the house now, sans one dead body. You still have the desiccated eagle corpse in there.
Yep.
Cool.
Crash landed for sure.
Well, That's some good eats, as far as I'm concerned.
It is a desiccated eagle corpse. It is basically a mummy and an eagle combined.
Yeah.
Okay. Never mind.
But
Don't
that
eat-
at
don't
least
eat it.
is so old and dried out that you wouldn't have to
Turkey?
drag it outside for fear of disease.
Yeah, it's the only reason I didn't try to drag that out too is because it's probably too big and my strength score is not very good.
Yeah. It basically
That's
crushed half the
fine.
house.
Dry.
Maybe you could cut it up if you guys love moving dead bodies around so much.
That's in like the back room. We don't have to sleep in a room with that eagle.
That is correct. You
That was
close
my
the
goal.
door.
Yeah.
All right. I'm sorry. I'm getting too distracted by the things I wrote in a previous session. What's the watch order here?
I'll go first.
Okay.
I'll obviously be last. So.
I'll take the middle.
Whoa, dude. Obviously be last. Okay.
Oh.
Give me a perception check.
That is going to be a 15.
Okay. Hang on. I'm just going to leave everybody up here. You hear the sounds of clunking and rattling coming from the graveyard. It's basically undisguised sounds. It would be almost like you were out at a football stadium at night and across the way somebody was banging on the metal pole. Like you can hear it. It's distant and it is unsettling for sure. But it seems kind of continuous and then it sort of dies out over the course of 30 seconds to a minute.
Okay. I'm going to take no actions. I'm going to wait until Lerman wakes up. I'm going to tell him. And then I'm going to try and sleep.
Yeah, I have to be honest with you. Whatever magic was animating those statues, Oto, it was not gone after we killed them. So that was probably those statues putting themselves back together.
Yeah. I didn't really want to fuck with him. I don't think we need to fuck with him right now. Let's just wait till the morning.
Okay.
Spooky things usually don't come out in the morning, so maybe that's how we'll get away with this.
Make a knowledge
we-
spook check.
Guys, we found
Gargo-
an
I'm gonna make a
infinite
knowledge
experience
gargoyle.
graveyard.
Yeah, there are plenty of experiences to be had in that graveyard.
I want to train in the hyperbolic time graveyard, please.
All right, it is Lerman's turn. Can I get a perception check?
Yes, you can.
Or you could take 10, I guess, too, if you wanted to, before you tell me the result of that.
I already rolled it, so I'm gonna abide by it. So
Okay.
my total is 30 once again.
Okay. You don't sense anything. You're pretty concentrated on, or focused rather, on that graveyard. You don't see or hear anything from the threshold or wherever you choose to be.
All right.
Looks like a manger. All right. It is Gaston's turn. Can I also have a
Alright.
perception check from you?
I will take 10, which will give me a perception. Actually,
Take 10 on reactionary things, by the way.
No,
someone
I
else.
think it's not taking 10 is not the one that takes longer. It just you can't be pressured while you're doing it. I think
Okay,
if you're
so never
reacting.
mind. You can't take 10. I was wrong. I'm being stupid right now. So Gaston, give me a perception check.
if I take 10, it's 13, so we're just gonna go with that.
I just talked about why you can't take 10, so you have to roll a check.
Oh,
for me.
because I'm pressured. You
it's
mean?
reactionary. Yeah, so it's
Okay.
not
All
like
right.
yeah.
I was thinking about not doing it anyway because my perception score is shit. So I
Yeah,
probably
you
have a
could
chance
honestly
rolling.
just like sit in there and also sleep.
Hey, it's 16.
Not
total.
bad. Nothing to report on. You don't hear any eagle screeches.
You're dead.
I was gonna say, if you decided not to take a perception check, you could just go back to sleep, and we could wake up and find you sleeping.
Yeah, I got the
Blow off my
watch
shit.
story. Go to sleep, Lerman.
All right,
All right.
you guys awake to a new morning, very foggy out. A chill has set in. The house itself offers some shelter, but the cold is sort of creeping. But otherwise, things have been fairly uneventful, so you're able to prepare for the day as you see fit.
Well, I'm gonna do my thing and get my spells wound up, but I also kind of want to search the rest of this house as long as we're inside of it.
What a good idea. How do you want to proceed? There are 3 rooms. The let's call it the north and eastern section of the house has basically been crushed. The stairs have been preserved, but the upper way to the stairs looks like, they've been compromised, and there might be something to the left at the upper side. Nobody's gone up there. There are 2 other rooms, sort of the southeast to southwest side and the northwest side. The northwest being a walled area where I would assume Gaston was sleeping. And then there's the porch and the door, which is basically broken off because I think Gaston sort of broke it off just by opening it. And that's that.
Okay. What I'm going to do first is make a pass over the house with Detect Magic.
Okay. You search the house, pretty much find nothing that Detect Magic would reveal.
Okay. Let's see.
Anybody else?
I'm thinking about doing a detect secret doors, burning a detect secret doors on this place. I don't know how you guys feel about that. Do you think it's likely there are secret doors in here? Because I kind of do.
Potentially. I don't know. This is OOC, of course. Gaston will kind of be just peering out the back of the window, or the back of the house towards the graveyard. And friends, if we're to fight these things again, perhaps we should come up with some kind of plan. Mind you, I'm not the best at planning. I'm not a soldier or anything, but
right.
With my newfound abilities, I think maybe we could approach the graveyard a little better.
Well, I'll tell you what I'm going to be best at, and that is putting, squaring off with the larger of them, the gargoyle, is where I'll be most effective. If one of you can handle the smaller ones this time, I think that we'd be better aligned in that fashion.
I think I'd like to help with both.
Yeah.
I can handle the smaller ones.
Excellent. Well, then it's settled.
Yeah, Odo, I'm going to need you to really get in there for those weak points this time. As far as you and Gaston are capable of working together, Gaston can make them look left, and you can get them in the crevices.
It didn't work last time, which was weird, but I have a feeling it's going to work.
It wouldn't have mattered. I looked at it. I watched the video.
Maybe the weak points for the larger one, it would matter more. Well, one of my new spells that I'm pretty sure I can cast, I can get quite large, be very intimidating on the battlefield, and take up a lot of space for you guys to work around, and hopefully they'll all focus on me.
Okay, that's a good first step.
Wait, hold on. No, I want to address something. You can get bigger, yes. More big.
I know it's hard for you to imagine.
No, I've seen a guy do this before. It's pretty cool.
Okay. And I look at Lerman and I shake my head. It's like,
oh yeah.
All right. Not convinced.
You think I work out these muscles for nothing?
Yes.
It's his gym swell. That's what makes him large and threaten spaces around him.
I take pre-workout and I get a large person after.
Because you only work on your glamour muscles. No core strength.
You got a lot of tendon strength.
I don't get physically stronger. I just get bigger.
Gaston casts Swole, and then he just starts singing.
Yeah, can it be Swole person instead of a large person?
Is the spell Big as a Barge? Because that's the new name for it now.
Gives you, how many rounds of gains do I have?
So backing up for a second, Lerman, are you doing anything after casting Detect Magic?
No, I guess I'm gonna do like regular perception checks kind of as I'm walking through the house, but I don't know. I have a spell called Sift, that'll let me do like perception checks for fine details over a wide area by taking a penalty.
Okay.
So it'd be a -5 penalty, and it would lets me do 1 10-foot cube at a time.
That would probably cover most of the house.
I'm just gonna do one shot at that and see where that gets me. Is my plan.
Okay.
So I'll go ahead. Do you want to roll this? Or you want me to roll it?
I will roll it. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, my bonus is 12 then.
What I meant by that was I will roll it. Tell me your bonus, not I will roll it. Okay, go ahead and roll it.
Yeah, I didn't roll it.
Oops, instead of going to Wizard's Dice Roller, I went to wizard.com, which is not our dice roller.
Now I gotta figure out what this is.
All right. So you cast the spell. I don't even know what it would look like. It does not generate
imagine like a bunch of like little magical like ghostly
Star
copies
or a
of
leaf?
my hands like just patting like walls and like moving stuff around.
I like that. Comical Mickey Mouse hands patting the walls and lifting things and brushing dust away.
Turning knobs.
Turning knobs, turning dials, lifting Odo up, putting Odo back down.
Yeah.
Hey,
Ooh.
this is becoming a Disney cartoon. We actually have Gaston, and now we're...
Yeah, actually, this is.
Yeah, I remember when it's just like in the movies where he crawled, like rolled that dead halfling corpse outside and cut its clothes off with a knife.
You were doing the hook thing where you rolled down the hallway.
That is true. I did roll outside, like the fat kid. You're right.
We did start that whole thing with a Disney reference. So.
All right.
So that's one Disney reference apiece. Let's call it there.
So suddenly one of the hands points up like a eureka moment, and all the other hands disappear, and it points down to one of the floorboards in the northeastern section.
All right. Yeah. I'm just not. I just know that if I get down there, like knees and everything, I'm not going to be able to move a floorboard. You guys, can one of you help me with this?
Yeah, let me. I'm gonna check for traps real quick. I'm not gonna do it because that's a 6.
So
Wait, do you need help with perception or with
moving? I can't. I just don't have a lot of.
move?
Could you move this floorboard for me, please? There's something under here.
Step aside, Seer. Make a strength check, and I will drop the die on the floor and re-roll. 12. I did not roll well.
good enough. It's an old house. With your
one lifts floorboards like Gaston.
That's right.
with your
No one breaks
girth
the floor
alone,
like Gaston.
my feet massaging my wife. You lift up the floorboard with relative ease. When you were a lad, you ate 1 dozen eggs, and the floorboard flies away. Basically dust flying everywhere, and as it starts to clear, you notice what appears to be some sort of satchel or sack underneath.
Oh,
Well,
By the way, the lifting in terms of the secret doors thing, it's a secret compartment, which I'm going to take as a secret door. So
okay. Well, I didn't use detect secret doors. I just used sift to find that one.
okay. I'm gonna
pull the satchel up
that
out of
makes
the
sense
hole.
then. Yeah. Okay. Go ahead. Sorry. I'm sorry.
I was saying I'll pull the satchel up out of the compartment.
All right. It's small, smaller than say a football, but fairly dense and heavy. It's tied, cinched. It doesn't look like anything special, and it has a scroll wrapped and marked, not marked, sealed with wax, which is essentially bound to it.
I'll pull the scroll off without, like detaching it from it without actually unsealing it,
Okay.
and I'll hand it to Seer.
All right.
You're a lot better at reading than I am, so.
Detecting magic on the scroll.
No magic?
It's not a magical scroll. I'm inclined to read it. I mean,
At this point, everybody goes
show
into a
us-
corner as far away as they
Wait.
Show
can.
us your
Wait a minute.
skills.
Hold on. The seal on there. Is there let's see, knowledge, nobility, local or history check that might reveal more about the character?
Knowledge
of the
local
seal?
would be most appropriate.
Okay. 22.
I'm trying to think. No, knowledge, nobility, I would assume for anything related to a mark. You can use the same roll. Just tell me.
22.
Okay. It's from a well-known family that is more Western based than you are right now. Not so far that you would be surprised to see it out here. And I will get you more information on that because that is totally a hole in my thoughts, but I'll get back to you.
That's fine. Yeah, I will share this information as I'm popping the seal off the scroll.
Okay, so you pop the seal off the scroll, and you see something that looks formal. It looks like it was addressed to someone, and the language is common, and it's written very simply. If you choose to read it,
I will read it once to myself first before reading it aloud, in case there's an explosive runes, a magic aura.
Will it just explode you if you only read it to yourself?
I don't want to be reading it out loud and then have the explosive runes go off. That would be really embarrassing.
Is that how explosive runes go? Oh, that makes sense. No, I totally got you now. You got to save face when you're blowing up. All right, I'm pulling you down.
Okay.
Okay, so the letter reads something like this. Dear sir, it is you who seeks this job at this time. Let it be known that the grave has been kept for many years. You need not know why it has been kept in such a way. However, it should be known to alert us immediately. If there are any trespassers on the premises, you shall be rewarded for your year's time. And it is essentially just some job description type details. Walk the graveyard. Do not touch the murals in the mausoleum. And that's essentially it. And then it is signed again by, you can see a family name down there, and I'll get you those names later.
All right.
The timbre of the letter is basically, you are going to take on this job as the groundskeeper. It is not a nice job.
Groundskeeping is the job. Okay.
Yeah, basically keeping the graveyard intact. Not groundskeeping. He's not like mowing the lawn, but he's walking it. He's essentially tending to it.
Okay. Does it include any information on how not to get the little cherubs to attack you?
It includes no information about any animated statues or any threats whatsoever.
Okay, but then not touching the murals in the mausoleum is a point that it does make.
Correct.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, never mind.
We're writing a note, and you can't see it.
This note was left for a man hired as a groundskeeper here, who apparently never got to begin his duties. It does include instructions on basically walking and keeping an eye out in the graveyard. It also includes a warning specifically about not touching any murals in the mausoleum.
What's a mural?
That's a big wall painting.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That sounds just awful.
I guess I'll open up the satchel then and peer inside.
Okay.
Did you see... Oh, go ahead. No, go ahead.
So you release the contents. They are large gemstones worth a very fine sum, you would imagine, just having seen well-cut gemstones in your lifetime.
A very finite, randomly generated sum.
Which would only be appraisable by a given seller. They would only be able to tell you how much it's worth. You yourselves could appraise it, but yeah, that's...
I do have appraise. I do have ranks in appraise.
I have a lot of appraise also.
I think this is a check that you roll in case I get it way wrong, though, so...
Well, I think it's a check I roll, actually. I think I should be rolling.
That's what I was thinking.
I'll just look at it kind of disinterested and pile them back in the satchel and hand it to, I don't know, either Odo or Lerman. I'm not much of a jeweler. I don't really know what to do with these.
I have a look at these.
Deal in things.
Hold on to them.
That's the mind, please.
You're quite good at one thing, little man. You like to carry valuables.
Okay.
Whoa. Okay. You two have got to stop this. This is okay. Like, seriously, I love going around with you guys. I love getting into fights with you guys, but you guys have got to, like, seriously, this is getting, like, racial and it's getting tense and it's making me uncomfortable.
Oh, I didn't mean it from any kind of racist standpoint. I'm friends with lots of children.
I did.
All right. I need your appraise modifier.
It's +9.
Okay.
Oh,
And
shit.
are you doing? Oh shit!
Oh,
Are you doing
shit.
anything special? Like, are you taking 10 or?
I
are
guess
you...
detect magic on them just as a point of interest, but no, I'll just roll it otherwise.
Okay.
I'd like to point out, I'm really happy that we had a moment playing D&D where someone said, "Oh shit," and positively as a, just marveling at a praise skill.
No, the only
Beautiful
reason I have
thing.
points in that, out of character, the only reason I have points in that is because that was also the skill that powers my object reading, which has, gotten us this far.
Perfect.
Huh.
I only have a 6 to that, so
Like most people are like, "Oh, dude, I got like a +10 to attack on my Vorpal rapier," and then it's like, I got +9 to praise. Oh shit! Yeah.
How do you even do that? Can you put ranks in appraise?
Oh man, did you have to take a feat or something?
Oh shit, dude! Is that your class? Are you an
Is
appraiser?
that a third-party skill?
So you roughly estimate the value of the fine gemstones, which is a combination of emerald and diamond, to be 10,000 gold.
Oh, whoa, wee. Okay, it's about 10,000 gold here worth of gems.
Oh my! I didn't think they'd be worth that much. They're just stones.
Well,
We
they're
should keep
actually
those
10,000
safe.
gold worth of stones. So, you want to split these up now, or do you want somebody to carry all of them? I feel like we should split them up now, or have if one of us is going to carry all of them, it should probably be Gaston.
We could split them up now. It's of no matter to me.
Okay. Let's
Okay.
do a rough division of the
I'm gonna
gemstones.
let you use your appraise check, which was bonkers, by the way. It was 29.
All
So, yeah, you're basically able to split it up to the value of what I would call. You could just call it gold at this point. It's 3,333 gold per person, plus one
Beautiful.
person gets the bonus emerald, which is worth 1 gold piece. You can
Let's-
treat it as
yeah.
wealth. I don't care.
Okay.
Who wouldn't want these gemstones?
You can keep the extra seer. You're the one that's so good at looking at them.
Odo, do you have any objections about that?
Goodbye, Odo.
Odo?
More like
Oh,
Nodo.
Sorry. Yep, sorry. Had it on mute because my phone was ringing. Yeah, no, that's fine with me. I took the odd gold last time.
All right.
And that's all you find. You've searched the blank space. That's it.
All right.
Oh, and the letter mentions the man by name. His name is. Hang on. Hold on. I'm looking at something.
Oak Bumble.
It's not Oak Bumble. You think Oak Bumble would care for a graveyard?
Where do you think he got all his money? This guy's loaded hiring groundkeepers.
Is it Dampy?
It's not Dampy either. It's Torrance.
How do you
Torrance,
spell
okay.
that? Torrance.
Torrance, Lawrence.
Torrance, Torrance.
All right, I got that on the spreadsheet.
Nice.
Is that a shining thing?
It is the shining thing, yes.
Okay, that's what I thought. Cool. Well, we should definitely get the fuck out of here then.
Oh wait, shoot, the
Starting
breastplate.
to snow.
Oh no, man, we found way better stuff. We got what we
Oh,
wanted.
what? The DM's quest? Fuck that.
Guys, all I'm saying is that breastplate is probably, if we return it, probably not going to equal 10,000 gold. We could just leave now and we're in the win column.
But it is more gold.
Still get more than nothing.
Hold on. I don't want to leave this unfinished task just like hovering around me while we go do other things. I'd like to get this squared away. We can go back and then see what else is going on in town.
Oh, that's fine. All right.
Don't you want to know what that mausoleum says? It probably says things about the sign that we all carry.
Yeah, it could also be filled with terrible rock monsters.
We dealt with that last time.
And murals? What's up with that? Don't touch the murals?
I'm just telling you what the letter says.
Okay. Well, you know what? Let me ask you something. Did your vision have anything to do with paintings of creepy ghost men?
Paintings of creepy ghost men.
Or just paintings? Let's just go with paintings. I'm assuming there's one of a dead man in there.
No, I had a
Wouldn't-
glimpse of the mausoleum from outside, but nothing about paintings.
Wouldn't all paintings in a graveyard be of ghosts or dead people?
I don't imagine. Let's okay. Well, you could do a painting of whatever you wanted and put it in a graveyard, but
Doesn't
okay.
have to be dead.
There's 3 of us. This is real easy. We'll do a show of hands. Who wants to go back to the graveyard and investigate the mausoleum?
I'll raise my hand.
Yeah, I'm also raising my hand.
Odo?
Fine. All right.
Oto, it's more money. More.
Yeah,
More is good.
and more stuff to kill us. You know what? I'll just take your gold when you die. That's fine.
No, they won't kill us. I can get
Yeah,
big
you know,
this
you
time.
think you're a god. Wait, hold on. You're a god, right? Why do you need your gold? I'll take it.
I can get big this time.
Gods need gold.
Odo, here's the deal. Gaston, let me know if you're not okay with this. Why don't, Odo, you take half the payout from the breastplate, and me and Gaston will split the other half between the 2 of us.
All
It's
right.
fine by me.
Okay.
That's pretty good.
Okay. All
Let's do
right,
that.
let's go look at the mausoleum now.
All right. So you walk the football field back.
Yeah.
The return is as you found it last time. The fog is very heavy. As you enter, you make note of the crumbled statues that you had seen before. As best you can make out, they are unmoved.
Okay.
They are still emanating some small splinters of magic, very small flickers of magic, but much smaller than last night when you were out there fighting them and had just finished the fight. So it is
Promising.
a fading sort of thing.
Okay, good. I'd like to begin with a more thorough scan for any fresh diggings anywhere in the graveyard grounds
Okay.
before we get to the mausoleum. Any objections to that?
Nope.
Okay.
The fog makes it very difficult to navigate,
Yeah.
so it takes you some time to do so. Basically rules out, quickly and swiftly moving through. But if you want to, you can search through. That's no problem.
Yeah.
Okay. Make me 2 perception checks, and everybody can do this.
Okay.
Oof. 8.
Two perception checks.
Yeah. I got a 13 and a 22.
My first was an 8, my second was an 18.
Odo? 20 and 10.
20
He's good. He's on it. All right. So as you're scanning, Odo, you come across one grave which bears a pretty... Odo, I need you to make either a knowledge local check.
Don't have local. Do have history.
All right, forget about it then. All right. Lerman.
Yeah.
I need you to make a perception. No, not enough perception. I need you to make a knowledge local.
Okay.
Go for it.
Ooh. 16.
Okay. And I need you to make a knowledge arcana check.
All right. 31.
Okay. So as you're scanning graves, you come across the name Kibos the Unafraid on one of the gravestones. The gravestone itself doesn't look different from anything else, but it's sort of given a wide berth. And as you're scanning over the graves, you notice that on the headstone itself, more towards the base, there's a symbol which is not like any of the PC's symbols, but it is very much like the symbol that you found on the back of the gargoyle creature. Remember the one that we talked about, how you scanned it over and you looked at it and you found...
Yeah, there was a special symbol on the gargoyle creature.
Yeah.
Right, and it's on this grave.
Correct.
Okay. Anything else about the grave?
Oh, no, wait. I'm sorry. Back it up here for a second. The PC's symbol. The PC's symbol is on this grave.
Oh, okay.
The knockoff of our symbol?
No,
our symbol.
your symbol. I know there are a lot of symbols flying around, but
Do the rest of us notice this, or just Lerman?
just Lerman. And he notices it strictly because it is sort of etched with arcane writing, essentially. It would be something that somebody who had knowledge arcana could make out and detect.
I do have that.
Is it like a read magic thing?
All right.
Yes.
I will read magic on it.
Okay. Essentially, the rune reads, "In times of need, summon me." Oh, and you also couldn't recall any information about the name Kebos the Unafraid.
Okay.
Kebos.
In times of need, summon him. Does anybody? No, I guess he doesn't. Lerman doesn't even bother to ask. What kind of knowledge check would it be to figure out what I would have to do to summon him?
Spellcraft. Okay.
I will do that then.
Are you telling the others about this at all, or are you just messing around with the gravestone?
I imagine the like, I don't know, if they're asking why I'm reading magic, then I will, but otherwise it's kind of just a straight shot through to me examining the thing, I feel like.
Okay.
Figuring out how to summon this guy. That's 16 plus 11, so 27.
Okay. Essentially, all you need to do is say the keyword that is written in the center. And it's written in Draconic. And it is simply... Boy, I really should have thought about this beforehand. It is simply...
Mamma Mia.
Mamma Mia. It is simply "Be not afraid."
Okay. This is the point at which I would pose to my faithful companions whether or not we should summon Kebos the Unafraid from this gravestone.
Kebos the Unafraid.
What does that mean?
The name doesn't sound familiar to me, but there is an entreaty to summon him if the going gets tough. I feel like if we're concerned about running into these things again, maybe...
Well, it says in... Well, I don't know what it says. Never mind. Does it say anything else there?
Well, how do we summon him?
I just have to say the keywords, and he will be summoned.
Just you? Can we say them too?
Yeah, I mean, you could say them, but I would have to say them to you for you to be able to do that.
Oh, right. You see, I only ask because now I can cast spells.
I know that you can. That's very good. Can you do read magic? You can read what I just read.
No.
No, okay. Vote?
Let's talk to Kebos.
Okay.
If he's affiliated with... I wouldn't say affiliated, Jesus.
Does he have any affiliations, man? Or like...
Whoa, affiliated. John, make an intelligence check.
There's a beverage here, man.
Well,
okay,
if
Odo,
Kebos has the symbol too, then maybe we should talk to them.
I think that's a fine idea. If you want to stand back, I don't blame you.
I will.
Take a 5 foot back.
Okay.
Yeah, and I will speak the words, "Be not afraid."
Okay. So pretty much as soon as you do, you see a hand rocket through the ground.
Yeah.
Stone-like in appearance, and then very quickly you see it start to pull earth away at itself. You can back away in time. It's not frantic by any means. It just appears very robotic. And so slowly you start to see this large figure emerge from underneath the dirt. It's making sense now why they gave him a wide berth. He's not taller than Gaston, but is essentially made of stone and rises. He is a robed figure, masculine, and apparently rises to a standing position and simply stands there.
Did you say he's made of stone?
Yes.
Okay.
Does anybody
out of character? I've been watching a lot of wrestling, so I'm just imagining it's the Undertaker, but that's just something I can do to myself.
Define a lot of wrestling.
like we got access to the streaming service with the wrestling, so pretty much as much wrestling as I had previously been watching anime, which is to say exclusively.
Okay. All right. So it is not the Undertaker. Even the robes themselves are carved in stone. For all intents and purposes, this is a statue that just came out of the dirt.
I will address Kibos.
Okay.
I will say hello. I try to interact with Kibos.
Get her.
Greetings.
All right.
Seer, he's a rock.
Kibos does not turn towards you.
I don't think he can hear.
Kibos. Can you raise your left arm, Kibos, please?
Kibos starts to walk away from the group.
Okay.
Where's he going?
He is heading towards the mausoleum.
Okay.
Follow him
I'm just gonna
and-
follow him.
Yeah.
Yes.
Keep a 5 foot in between me and him.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna let Kibos take point today.
Okay. So you follow Kibos towards the mausoleum. It looks like he's about to attempt to open the door to the mausoleum.
Okay. Well, that was the thing we were gonna have to do ourselves, so that's all right.
Okay. So,
I'm gonna draw my greatsword.
okay. Anybody else prepping anything in your time with Kibos?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and cast heightened awareness on myself.
Okay.
I'm gonna draw my weapons.
Okay. As you approach the mausoleum, you get closer and you can see that the sides of the mausoleum are covered in tattered, what appear to be offerings and faded markings, mostly illegible. You can find them in many different languages: Common, Draconic, Elvish. Things like "in memory of," things like "until we meet again," or things you would expect to find in a sort of prayer tribute. But most, as I've said, are old. Many are completely faded, and there's nothing terribly fresh. Not like somebody came up yesterday and inked something on the wall there. So this statue proceeds to open the door, and you feel a rush of cool air from the mausoleum, refreshing, not chilling. And after the door itself is open, you can see it's pretty much pitch black, aside from the light that is escaping into the mausoleum. And the door swung wide open. Kibos enters and takes several steps in and basically stops.
All right. I will thank Kibos. And guess I will proceed as though he is not even there, since he doesn't seem to be.
There is no response from Kibos.
Yeah, okay. That's fine.
Seer, can you enlighten my sword, please?
Oh, of course. Light on the sword.
Okay, lights on the sword. So the light hitting the sword sort of, reveals the room to you, much like a torch would. You're in the actual mausoleum now, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll step through the entrance.
So inside the mausoleum, the interior feels taller and wider than the actual outer structures would suggest. Several features on the walls catch your eye. The first of them being large murals, 3 large murals. You can see that they are well preserved and beautiful works of art, very large though. And in addition to that, you can see small engravings below them written out, not long, but it appears to be some sort of mention or caption, I don't know what the word is, below them. In addition, you see a small empty altar. Kibos himself is barely a few feet into the room, but there is an empty altar in the center. And last but not least, written on the wall in what appears to be some sort of material, you can't make it out, it's a black material against the gray stone wall, are words written in gigantic letters, some of which touch across the mural itself. And the words are, "Where are you?" The words also state on another wall, "Can you see me?" And on another wall, "I want to see you."
What does it mean?
But no breastplate.
So a quick scan of the room, and you can see tossed within is a large satchel. It's sort of to the side at Kibos there, but it, as compared to everything else in there, appears to be relatively new.
I'll walk over to the satchel and pick it up.
Okay, you pick it up. It is very heavy, and basically the size of Odo. And a quick examination. Are you opening the satchel?
Yes.
A quick examination easily reveals the mithril breastplate as described previously, as well as some other things inside. Would you like to know what they are?
Yes, and I'll also kind of just hold up the breastplate in one hand. Ha!
No, let's get going.
Success.
Hold on, I'm detecting magic on the murals.
Okay. The murals. There is no magic in this room.
Okay. I mean, don't touch them, obviously. I'm repeating that out loud to everybody, that we shouldn't touch them.
Are these, what was the word? The paintings?
Murals.
Murals, yeah. Yes.
These are murals. Do not touch the murals.
Got it. I'll keep rifling through the satchel.
Okay.
I'll set the breastplate down on the ground next to it.
What are the murals of?
Okay, so investigating the murals more closely, I'm looking for that thing that I mentioned. John. Where did I write this? Come on, dude.
What? Sorry.
No, I'm looking for where I wrote down what else was in the satchel. Here are the things I remember.
I could just...
No, it's fine.
It back up.
A small... You find nothing else. Yeah, there's a small dagger inside. There is a soft cloak in there. And that's all I can remember from what I put in the sack. I'm going to have to find it somewhere.
Okay.
All right.
I'll like indifferently thumb through it and then just dump it back into the satchel and
okay.
Put the breastplate back in there as well.
So scanning from left to right, we'll say on the left wall, is a large cityscape, similar to what we would all consider to be like a very old European city with wooden structures which are sprawling up from the earth. It's a very not a pastoral scene, but a very an old-looking village, but pretty prosperous, it appears. The one in the center appears to be what appears to be a male figure dressed in robes, holding a small jar of seemingly clear liquid, just in a direction, and the rest is a background. He's kind of off-center. He's kind of to the right in the portrait. It's weird because it's kind of like a poor use of space. There's a lot of empty space, but the entire painting is fleshed out. And then the last one appears to be two figures kneeling, touching headstones. Can everyone make a perception check for me?
Yeah. 24.
You're dead.
21.
Actually, everybody notices this. One of the two figures kneeling, touching the headstone, is the fleshy human version of Kibos.
I'll point up at it, not touching it, but I'll point and I'll look at the Kibos statue and be
like I just say, okay, you pointed at it and you touched it.
Oh, I gotcha.
Oh, I got you now.
I'll point up at it and I'll turn to Kibos. Oh, hey, that's you, Kibos. There you are.
Can I try to identify the other figure by any indications of what the other figure might be?
Absolutely. I just want to explain again that there is a caption. What's the word if there's like a plaque with an engraving below it? Is it caption?
There's a placard.
Like an inscription?
There's a placard below it. There's the mural itself. I'll just read it out loud to you, assuming that you're looking at it. You'd be able to see it from the entrance. It says, Lobos and Kibos keep these grounds tireless in its construction and defense. Can I get a knowledge nobility check from anybody who can make it, or a knowledge local check?
I have neither.
26 either way.
Okay.
Made a rogue. Should have took knowledge local.
You guys didn't know. Knowledge local, one of the most underused skills. Now, the most used skill. Okay, 26.
Yeah.
So, as a general, as a very general use of the name Lobos or Kibos, they are as much folk heroes as anything. They were just known for championing the cause of peace in the region, which was essentially torn by different religious parties and different noble groups in power. But in the new sort of peace and prosperity that they have in this region, they're sort of like folk heroes, almost like like I don't know, like feudal Japanese lords who ended up establishing peace. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So aside from that, there's pretty much no information. But I need you to make another knowledge arcana check.
I can do that. Ooh, I rolled a 1, so that's 12.
I can also do that. Rolled a natural 20.
Okay.
24.
So Odo notices what appears to be some something inscribed using magic. I don't know if he can read it without the read magic ability.
I do have that also, it turns out.
All right.
I have to cast it, though.
Yeah, it is a spell. That's okay.
Yeah. All right.
You're allowed.
Can I do that?
Have I seen you cast a spell yet, actually, now that I'm thinking of it?
Last session, I cast a fair number of the...
Acid Splash, right?
Acid Splash, yeah.
Okay, so this is not totally weird for me.
Yeah. What do I roll on...
You don't. You just cast a spell, right?
Oh, okay.
Are you using a magic item to do it?
Oh, there is an ability save, I guess it says in the...
What?
No, if you just cast read magic, then you can read like magical writing just fine.
Okay. All right.
It's a 0 level spell, just yeah.
I do it.
Okay. It reads, "In times of need, find the gravestones."
I'll repeat that to everybody in the room. Out loud.
Should we find the other gravestone?
Well, I don't know.
Lobos?
Hold on. What else do we need to accomplish here? We have what we need. I think it might be best not to meddle here.
I'm gonna check out the empty altar.
Okay. So the altar itself appears to be exactly what you would expect it to be. It's not large enough to support a statue, and it appears to have a number of offerings around it, some of which are torn and tattered by time. Nothing legible, nothing truly in its prime. It seems like the last thing that was left here may have been left decades ago.
Okay. Now I'm casting Detect Secret Doors.
Okay. What are the effects of that spell?
Basically, it works like Detect Magic. As long as I concentrate, it's in an arc out in front of me. It gives like increasing clarity over, depending on how long I focus. Like the first round, it's like just presence or absence of secret doors, and then after that, it's like specific locations, I think, and then after that, it's how to open the secret doors.
Okay. So, what checks would I need to make on your behalf?
I am bringing the spell up now, but I think that
Don't.
let's see.
Read the full description, Matt.
I'm reading the full description. Let's see. You
Don't
detect
pull it
secret doors. You detect secret doors, and listeners at home, take heed, because this is a spell that will make your DM just want to kill themselves. You can detect secret doors, compartments, caches, and so forth. Only passages, doors, or openings that have been specifically constructed to escape detection are detected by this spell. The amount of information revealed depends on how long you study a particular area or subject. Now, it is a 60-foot cone that lasts up to 4 minutes for me, depending on how long I keep concentrating. One round, I get presence or absence of secret doors, just a straight up or down in the cone. Second round is the number of secret doors and the location of each. If there's an aura outside my line of sight, then you can discern its direction, but it's not its exact location. Each additional round gives you the mechanism or trigger for one particular secret portal closely examined by you. The spell can penetrate barriers, but 1 foot of stone, 1 inch of common metal, a thin sheet of lead, or 3 feet of wood or dirt blocks it.
Wow. That is very specific.
It's Superman's X-ray vision, basically.
Yeah.
Detect doors like a giant can.
So I'm just going to make you detect all around you, because I'm not going to make you point your cone at anything. Do you need to make any kind of check, or do you essentially just know?
I just know.
Okay. You know that there is basically a secret compartment. The longer you study it, you know that there is some magical effect dealing with the altar, and as you study it, you figure out the key to unlocking it, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
After 3 rounds, basically.
You know that it will require 2 sets of stone hands on either side of the altar.
Okay. Well, we don't need to go find Lobos if you don't want to, Oto. But he is the key to opening a secret compartment in this room.
That
has
you say.
What in it, though?
Well, we won't know until we open it. Do you want to have to come back here just to do one stupid gravestone in the secret compartment? I don't. It's a long way from anywhere.
But we have the breastplate. We're just asking to get killed. We don't know what's in here.
We're not going to get killed. Besides, if you do, so what? People get killed all the time.
I've lasted pretty long without doing that so far. But hey, you know what? Maybe
we're just getting started here. We're all gonna die sooner or later.
Yeah, you know what? Maybe
back.
Gaston's right. Maybe we're gods. Fuck it. Let's do it.
I just don't want to have to come all the way back out here to figure out what's in this altar because somebody in town wants what's in here.
Well, then let's look for the other grave.
Fine.
Thank you.
All right. Without belaboring it too much, a thorough search will reveal the grave of Kibos, because now you're essentially looking for a name. And
we found the grave of Kibos. We're looking for Lobos now, right?
You found the grave of Lobos, which is very similar to Kibos' grave. It's got a wide area around it, no other gravestones on top of it, and a use of reed magic, as you would assume before. It's Kibos the Bold, by the way.
Kibos the Bold
is the name on the grave. And Kibos the Bold, you do the same trick you did, where you find the magical writing, you read the magic, and it simply says, it is time. That is the key word.
Okay. Anybody mind if I do the honors here?
Go for it.
It is time.
All right. So immediately, as had happened before, you see the earth begin to rumble, and both arms erupt from the dirt, and basically the creature just forces itself up out of the dirt. These things are buried very shallow, maybe 6 inches under the ground. Kibos is much larger, probably a little bit taller than Gaston, just bordering on the size of a large creature. And appears again to be adorned in, the same sort of armor that he was in the mural. And he has the same halting appearance for a second. Does anybody want to say anything to Lobos?
Hail, friend.
Do you speak common?
All right, he turns basically towards the mausoleum and starts making his approach.
All right, I'm going to follow with him.
Okay.
Rude.
So he too enters the mausoleum, and in a very uniform way, once they both strike a position on either side of the double doors to the mausoleum, they move forward about 10 feet, turn inwards, and then reach their hands out as they approach inwards to touch the altar. With both of their hands on the altar, you can see sort of a pulse, and you can see a band of light, kind of like a light cycle, go around and trace out what looks like a 5x5 area, and you can see a sort of like a dissipation almost of whatever structure you would assume stone, revealing 2 things in the ground. It appears to be a great sword and a long sword. And without much hesitation, you can see the creatures start to go for the weapons.
Oh, hold up here. I'll kind of just stand at guard with my sword up.
Yeah, I'm going to start backing away a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to move towards the door.
Okay.
Weapons drawn.
Okay. So in the round, I will assume everybody can get to the position they want to. In that round, you can see both Kibos and Lobos reach for the weapons, hold them in their hands, and then move closer to the murals on either side and essentially take a knee with their weapons planted towards the ground in sort of a, like a warrior's honorary pose.
Okay.
And then they stop moving.
Kneeling in front of the murals on the left and right, I assume.
Yeah, basically the big one with the man who was kneeling with the jar of clear liquid.
Okay.
The off-center jar of clear liquid.
Well, that's interesting, I guess.
That was a lot of magic went into doing that, and I can't imagine that it's for nothing, guys.
I'll walk up
magic again
and kind of just wave my light sword over the area where they had grabbed the great sword and longsword out of to see if there's anything else in there.
Okay. It appears to just be indentations made for these two weapons.
There's nothing here.
I'm going to detect magic on the weapons?
The weapons themselves are radiating magic. Both of them are enchanted.
And what about the murals?
The murals, no other magic in the room. Oh, the statues obviously are emanating magic.
Right.
Transmutation. For those taking long enough to observe them.
Yeah.
Well, glad we stuck around for that.
Well, let's take this breastplate back, I suppose. Just leave the mausoleum as is.
So the one that they're not kneeling in front of is the one with them both kneeling in front of gravestones?
Correct. So, do you want me to describe the murals again?
Yeah, one more time, please.
To the left is a large cityscape, like a young European city. Wooden structures sprawling up. The inscription below reads, "Dedication to the wonders of our faiths. We bless this earth, the return in Asban for our prosperity." All right, I need
I guess that's Asban.
I need a knowledge history check or a knowledge religion check.
25, I believe, either way.
Anybody else?
I do not have either of those.
By the way, one
16.
new thing that I've accounted for is when multiple people succeed on a knowledge history check, you get more information and bonus experience. So it is not wasted when multiple people get the same DC on a check.
Okay. 16 on history.
Okay. John, did you have anything on that one?
No, I just have knowledge arcana. So
okay.
Any other knowledge checks are out of the question for me.
Gotcha. So, knowledge history check reveals the city of Asban was once, a century ago, a city of prosperity, perhaps a rival in itself to the Lord's city, which is about as old, if not older. The city gradually became populated by influential members of clergy, and the idea was that people came to pray, share ideas, and build a better future. But the history says that as the city grew, so did the desires of some within the city. And the city itself was burned in a coup when the infighting grew to its peak. So after that point, the space was abandoned for many years. The only thing that still stood was the stonework. But those ruins occupy the space around it, such as the multi-faith graveyard, which you now stand in, called the Return. There you go.
All right.
What black word writing is over this mural, if any?
There was none. Did you guys want to make a perception check to look for it?
No, you know what you were saying earlier.
I'll make a perception check.
The king.
Oh, yes.
And all those.
Yeah. Where are you? Is what's written on the left wall.
So that one's by the Asban painting.
Yes.
Okay.
No, I'm sorry. Dead ahead of you in the center is where are you?
Okay.
The one on the left is I want to see you. And the one on the right is can you see me?
And what is the can you see me? What mural is that closest to?
That is the one over Lobos and Kibos. kneeling towards the headstone. So that's the mural of them alive in the flesh, kneeling towards a headstone. Do you want to investigate that mural?
Yeah, I would like to look at that one. Can I make a perception check to look? Can I see what headstone they're kneeling in front of?
Yes.
Oh, fuck. 8.
So it's really impossible. You can get close to it. It probably doesn't even require a perception check. You can get close to it. The writing
You got too close when you touched it.
and you died. The writing is pretty illegible. There's really it's something that is made to look like there's writing, but there is nothing distinct written on there that you can see. The only thing that appears to be hidden within the painting is the arcane writing that the others have found.
Can we tell where the mausoleum is? The mausoleum in the picture as well?
No, it is basically like a brown sort of lit background, and the two are kneeling basically on either side of a headstone, and the headstone itself is illuminated. The headstone is in the center of the portrait, but you have Lobos on the left in his armor, wielding a great sword, and you see Kibos on the right with the long sword laid at the ground, basically praying over the headstone.
Are they standing to the left and right of the portrait, respectively, as they are in the picture?
No. Yes, they are.
Okay. Should we try and take the sword on the right and lay it on the ground? Is there a spot on the ground for that?
Oh, sorry, that has already happened, by the way. That's what I meant.
Oh,
yeah.
I see.
Yeah. And then what is the final portrait?
The final portrait.
The man with the...
Yeah, in the center, there's the male figure who's dressed in robes. It's sort of like a forest scene with a road leading down it. The man is kind of off-center to the right, and he's kneeling. He's dressed in robes, and he's holding up what looks like a jar of clear liquid. And the inscription reads, "Lady Kindle and Saint Mercius shall light the way. They are our love and our generosity. Should we aspire to their will?"
I was almost like, Mercius, I know that name, but then it's like...
No, we don't know that name.
No, I don't know that.
But I hope we don't run into a statue of him, too.
What was the
can I get a knowledge, religion, and history check, please?
Yes. Two separate?
No, just give me your choice.
Okay.
Your choice.
I got 23 either way.
I got a 19 on history.
Okay. Did you want me to read the inscription again, John?
Just what was the other person's name? It was Mercius and
Lady Kindle, Kindle, and Saint Mercius shall light the way. Okay, so both Odo and Lerman know, in the same way that there are folktales about Lobos and Kibos. There's a Lady Kindle who was known for, again, uniting the faithless and the faithful in coexistence. And there are many tales about her travels and her deeds. She herself was historically more of a warrior type figure, but she sort of laid a path of peace. And then there are tales of how she ended up meeting Mercius, who was believed to be a healer, and the two of them set out on a course to unite people, many of whom believe sort of set the foundation for Azban as it was. You should note that Lady Kindle is absent from this picture, and in any historical recollection you have of any kind of reproduction of this mural or anything like it, the two of them are usually in the picture together. And I need a perception check from all three people.
19.
24.
13.
Okay. Odo and Lerman both see.
Do you want me to leave the channel for a fact?
No, it's fine. Both see on the left-hand side in the empty space, they both see the rune that the what do you call it? The gargoyle statue had on its back. They see that rune carved in that space to the left into the mural.
Oh.
Hmm.
Oh.
They just stand there saying, "Oh."
Oh.
Yeah, I'll point at it to show Gaston. Well, I need a ladder first. Lift me up.
I'll lift. And I probably can't do that.
And then you touch it. Roll initiative.
Lerman tries and like fails to quite lift him up, but stumbles forward and bangs.
I purposefully push Odo into it. Oh, you touched it like you're not supposed to.
It just sucks him in and it rips him to pieces and he cries in terrible anger and he's dead.
Let's go turn the breastplate in. I don't want to be here anymore.
Halvesies.
God.
So yeah.
Okay. I feel like I've gotten us into this predicament, and I don't know where to take us from here. That is the symbol that we saw in the gargoyle, though. That's for sure.
So this mural is going to kill us, or
No,
at least try to.
Well, we are instructed not to touch the murals.
Should I destroy it?
There's honestly only one thing that I want to do right now, but
shall we touch the murals?
No. I think that. Well, those were the instructions left for a groundskeeper, though, right?
A peasant groundskeeper.
A peasant groundskeeper. We'd probably be fine.
I may have been
gods. And
I may have been born a slave, but I might be finding out that I'm a god man.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep backing out.
Are you leaving the mausoleum?
No, I'm just getting near the door.
Hold on, Gaston. I want to be on the same page here. You want to touch one of these too, don't you?
Absolutely.
So do I.
Do you need to touch it to do your thing, seer?
To do the object reading?
Whatever you call it, your gift.
I would I would need to be touching it to do that, I believe.
Well, let's touch away.
Odo,
would you like to touch with us?
No, I want to be near the door, ready to leave.
Ready to slam the door on you.
Okay. So,
Odo, hold on. Odo, I know this is a bad idea, and I get you're probably right here. Odo, I'm going to give you my share of the gems, and you should also take the breastplate, just in case you are right.
All right, that sounds reasonable.
Hang on to these, okay?
All right, I will.
If you're not into this, then you should get far away.
All right. I'm going to stay within the confines of the mausoleum, but right near the door.
Okay.
I'm going to move towards the painting of Mercius.
Okay.
Seer, stand back.
Okay.
And I'll reach out with my free hand and just kind of place a palm more on the left side of the portrait near where the symbol is that they pointed out.
Okay. So you place your hand on the palm, or you place your hand on the symbol, as was pointed out to you by Odo, and you see again the same pulse, the light cycle pulse, and it sort of waves over the painting, and then you immediately hear the most terrifying shriek of your life. I'm going to need will saves from everybody.
Ooh, yeah.
Ooh, wait, does this count as a fear effect? Because I have a +2 to that.
This does count as a fear effect.
Does it count as an enchantment spell?
No.
Okay. Just checking. My subsequent question would have been the unlikely case of, is this an enchantment spell from an aboleth?
Oh boy, you summoned an aboleth.
Probably not.
Hey, you gabagoo, why you touched the mural?
Woo!
What are you touching the mural for? She told you not to touch.
Get your grubby paws off the mural,
Are you
please.
the one? You're the one going whoa, whoa, whoa.
Hey, is that your mural? Is that your mural? No, then don't touch it. Thank you.
I can't wait to go save my people from Italy. The fucking Isle of Sicily was just drowned by Italian aboleth.
Only a pizzeria.
Hey, I'm dominating creature here.
Okay, I need some will saves.
Okay, I got
7.
a 13.
You got a what?
A 13.
Okay. The only one who actually, if you meet a DC, do you succeed?
Meets it, beats it. So far has been the rule.
That's
I don't
what we're
think
doing
it's
with AC, so I would think it'd be the same for
Yeah.
DCs as well.
All right. So, the only person. Oh, I'm gonna say this in everybody's, so everybody can hear this. But Odo is the only one who sees it. So Odo, barely keeping his wits about him, turns around to the outside and sees the frightful presence of a towering ethereal creature who is to the exact description of Lady Kindle in the center of the graveyard. And pretty much immediately as soon as the scream goes off, you look to the corners and you see Lerman clawing his fingernails bloody to try to get out of one corner, and you see Gaston looking wildly around the room for any escape, but clearly not in control of his actions. And last but not least, you see the two kneeling figures, Lobos and Kibos, rush outside past you, weapons raised towards the ghastly figure. And at this point, I really don't have enough time to wrap up this fight, but what I'm going to ask Odo here and now, and I don't think you have to give me an answer right now.
Okay.
But you think about this. And this is the cliffhanger for this session. Do you or do you not run straight out of this graveyard? You have an answer now for me.
I'm going to think about it.
Okay. All right. So that's going to be our cliffhanger. And unfortunately, that's where I got to wrap up, because if we start this fight, it's going to go for at least like another hour and a half, I think.
Dude, I'm so glad I took shield as a fucking spell, because
Me too.
it gives me AC against non-corporeal attacks.
Yeah.
You know what I'm glad I took is remove fear, even though I can't cast it right now.
Can I fly? I can't fly into a rage while I'm feared, right? I know that would have helped me if
Currently,
I was raging.
I can let you know that you guys are panicked.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and we'll talk more about that next time. But
Okay.
I'm going to say...
I'm glad I took were Lerman's treasure, and
I should have flown into a rage and then touched the painting.
Yeah. So we're going to call it here. That's our cliffhanger. We're going to pick it up again next time. Words of wisdom. I think Odo earns the right to do the words of wisdom today. Odo, what would you like to say?
When somebody says, "Don't touch it," don't touch it.
But that was just for okay, I can't argue with the words of wisdom.
Odo says, "Get the fuck out of Dodge."
Well, thanks everybody for listening, and we'll see you guys next time.
Yeah, thanks everybody.
Thanks.